Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Crystal Fletcher. I'm a lieutenant in the Public Affairs Division, and it is my honor to welcome you all to the Charlotte Police and Fire Training Academy. At this time, please stand for the presentation of colors by the CMPD Honor Guard.
Ready, turn, detail, hold, hold. Color, ready, face, breathe, then, halt. Order, off. Ready, face. Mark time, mark. Ready, turn. Forward, off. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right, left. Left, right. Left, right. Left, right, left.
I'd like to now introduce CMPD Chaplain Lonnie Klaus for the invocation.
All right, let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, I am grateful that your presence is with us. And Lord, as we celebrate and acknowledge those that have completed this training course in leadership, I pray that your blessing and protection be upon them as they continue to move forward in their careers. Lord, may you bless them. May you keep and protect them. Cause your face to shine upon them. Lord, I'm reminded of a verse in Matthew chapter 20, which states that greatness in leadership comes from serving others, not just ruling over them. I pray that these leaders, as they have received this training, I pray that they would serve those who work alongside them well, and may you lift them up. And may you give them great favor, wisdom, and discernment, we ask. And we give you the praise and thanks. Amen.
You may be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Klaus. We gather today for the graduation ceremony of our 7th Sergeant's Leadership Development course. We come together to celebrate and honor 14 remarkable leaders of our organization. Over the past 4 months, each of these individuals has faced and conquered numerous personal and professional challenges. Their journey has been one of growth, resilience, leadership, and today we recognize their achievements. To help us mark this special occasion, please join me in welcoming Deputy Chief Zaru Chicory, who oversees our Learning and Wellness Service Group, to offer a few words.
Thank you, Lieutenant Fletcher. First of all, good morning and welcome to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department's graduate class today for our fantastic Sergeant's Leadership Development course, Session 7. You future leaders, first of all, thank you so much for your time and dedication to this program. It really is an honor to have such people with your experience and certainly your drive towards leadership, but also your service to the men and women of our agency. On behalf of Chief Jennings, certainly I would like to thank everyone for their time coming out today. But I want you guys to remember that your journey, again, as it continues down your careers, is going to be challenging. It is a challenging time for us as police in this nation, in this world. And I want you to know that the skills, hopefully, that you have acquired, that you pay attention to them. Kudos to the leadership team that puts together your comprehensive curriculum. And honestly, and I know we have a special keynote speaker today, but really, it's the leadership in the past that we have to make sure we pay attention to. It's the leadership that has put us all on this road together for a better police agency and a better way for us to do our business as police officers. So, without too much time, class, thank you so much. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of each of you and your accomplishments. This is not an easy course like Lieutenant Fletcher was putting out there, and I'm sure when you got the call to do it, you're like, man, I have to get back out there in PT again. And yes, it's a rough course, but we certainly do applaud your effort, your time, and families, of course. We do like to remind everyone that we cannot do this work without the support of our families. And if any of you are here today, I wanted to give you a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Chicory. Next, I would like to welcome to the stage the Sergeant's Leadership Development Course 007, Class President Sergeant David Decker.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Fellow graduates, instructors, family, and friends. It's an honor to stand here today representing CMPD's Sergeant Leadership Course, Class 007, as we celebrate the completion of this course. When we first walked into that classroom, none of us really knew what to expect. What we did know was this. This wasn't something that was going to be handed to us. Every one of us volunteered to be here. We chose to take on the challenge, to put in the extra work, to step out of our comfort zones and see what kind of leaders we could become. That decision alone speaks volumes about the strength of character in these men and women sitting here before you today. Over the past several months, we've been tested mentally, emotionally, and yes, physically. The long days and honest feedback, the group projects, the discussions that forced us to think differently, act deliberately, and communicate clearly. All of it pushed us to grow. And of course, we can't forget the PT. Nothing builds camaraderie quite like sweating it out together at the crack of dawn. Especially when Billy comes in with a grin and says, "Don't worry, guys. This is going to be awesome." Billy, I think we might have a slightly different definition of awesome. But I think it's safe to say none of us will ever hear the word burpee again without a mix of dread and a little bit of pride. Because those sessions weren't just about endurance. They're about grit, teamwork, and proving to ourselves that quitting wasn't an option. One of the key principles we discussed throughout this course comes from Jocko Willink's extreme ownership. It's simple but powerful. As leaders, we own everything in our world. There's no one else to blame. When things go right, we give credit to our team. When things go wrong, we take responsibility and just keep moving forward. That's the mindset required in our line of work. On the streets, in a briefing, during a critical incident. Leadership isn't about rank or position. It's about accountability. It's about being the steady voice when the radio traffic gets chaotic, owning the decisions that impact others, and making sure your people know where you stand and that you'll stand beside them through it all. Through this course, we're reminded that leadership isn't a checkbox or a title. It's a discipline. It's something we practice daily in roll call, during critical incidents, and in the quiet moments when no one else is watching. It's how we talk to our people, how we handle mistakes, and how we carry the weight of responsibility without passing it off to someone else. As we talk about leadership, I think it's important to remember that strength and humility are not opposites. They're partners. The Bible gives us both these sides of that coin. In Joshua 1, verse 9, it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord our God will be with you wherever you go." That's the kind of courage and profession demands every day. The courage to step forward when others step back. But Scripture also reminds us that in John 13, verse 14 and 15, that leadership is about service. After washing his disciples' feet, Jesus said, "I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you." That's servant leadership. Leading not from above, but alongside. It's about putting the needs of others first about lifting up the people we're responsible for, and leading with humility, grace, and compassion. When you bring those two ideas together, courage and service, you get the foundation of true leadership. The kind that doesn't just direct people, but inspires them. The kind that leaves an impact long after the job is done. To the training cadre, thank you for your guidance, your patience, and your leadership. You didn't just teach us, you demonstrated what it means to lead through action. To our families, thank you for your sacrifice that you make that allow us to serve and grow. Your support gives us the strength to do what we do every day. To our individual commands who afforded us this opportunity to be here, and not to mention our peers who covered down on shifts and assignments so that we could be here present for this course. Thank you. To my fellow graduates, Class 007, we've proven we're here. We're willing to step up, to be challenged, and to become the kind of leaders our agency and our communities deserve. The friendships and bonds we've built here will carry on long after this course ends. As we move forward from here, remember what we've learned. Take ownership, lead with humility, and never stop improving. Whether it's the next test that comes is in the field, or in the office, or in life. Face it the same way we face those early mornings and the burpees. Together, with grit, determination, and the will to get it done. Congratulations to my classmates. It's been an honor to learn, sweat, and lead alongside you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Decker. It is with great pleasure that I now get to introduce our guest speaker, CMPD retired Deputy Chief Katrina Collins. Deputy Chief Collins began her CMPD career in 1990 and retired in 2019. While at CMPD, Deputy Chief Collins held a multitude of responsibilities to include captain over the Providence Division and major over 3 different patrol service areas. She also served as the Deputy Chief over field services, administrative services, and before she retired, she was the Deputy Chief over investigative services. Following her retirement, Deputy Chief Collins continued her service to the community as a life events services consultant at Bank of America. She later became the Executive Director for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Foundation, where she currently supports public safety initiatives and community partnerships. We deeply appreciate her leadership and dedication to this department and the officers that serve our community every day. A proud graduate of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, go Hills, Deputy Chief Collins brings both heart and leadership to every role she takes on. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage retired CMPD Deputy Chief Katrina Collins.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I feel like listening to Sergeant Decker and Deputy Chief Chicory, we're all cut from the same cloth. Hopefully you'll glean something from my words that you didn't hear from them, it's just a lot of the same message. I'm so proud to be here today. We didn't have a sergeant's leadership development class when I was at CMPD, so it's great to see something like this to make us all better. As you heard, I worked for CMPD for 30 years, and from 1997 to 2004, I was a sergeant. 5 years I was in East Way Division, and then 2 years I was in community outreach, and at the time we handled alarms, cadets, explorers, and volunteers. There was only one rank where I stayed longer than in the sergeant rank, and that was as deputy chief. And I had a philosophy in my career that, look at all the others who have done it before me, and if they can do it, I know I can do it. And so that would be my kind of pep talk for myself when I would go to the range, or when there was anything hard at work that I needed to do. Look at all the people who've done it before me, and if they can do it, I know I can do it. And so quite honestly, I saw my peers getting promoted to sergeant, and I thought, if they can do it, I know I can do it. So I was a sergeant on third shift in East Way Division. That was my first assignment, and I absolutely loved it. And the 4 years before that, I had been a rape investigator. So I felt like I was really in my element, and I felt like I was learning a lot from the people that I worked with, and also was, teaching others things that I learned in investigations. So what you may not know or may not have really thought of, at the time there just weren't a lot of female police officers in our organization or a lot of female leaders in our organization. So I felt like more than anything, I really had to prove myself as a supervisor as a woman. I was married at the time. I had been married for 7 years, and I was working third shift, and I got pregnant. So I made an appointment to come in when I was off to see my captain, and she was a female also. So I let her know I was expecting, and her question to me was, "Did you do that on purpose?" And I tell you that story because I felt like I had disappointed the department, her, our profession. It was hard. And I tell you because your words matter. And it doesn't matter if you're a sergeant in this organization, an officer, no matter your rank, your words matter. And it took me a little while, but I decided that was not who I was going to be as a leader or as an individual in our organization. And I'll be honest, I don't think that's who the organization would want us to be, any of us. So I just wanted to share a few things that I learned that I feel like helped me as a supervisor and at other ranks in the organization, and that will help us as an organization be successful, not only for us as a profession, but also in our community. So, and I'm sure y'all have already all learned this, going from officer to sergeant was probably one of the hardest transitions that I had to make. You go from being someone's peer to being their supervisor in a day. And like I said, we didn't have something like this to help us transition. You're no longer just responsible for yourself or the decisions that you make on a call. You're responsible for yourself, your shift, the reputation of our organization, and the reputation of our profession. And I don't want to scare anyone to think, gosh, maybe we don't want to do this responsibility. But I know that the training that you've gone through over the last 4 months and your life experiences has continued to prepare you for this role and roles in the future. I believe you can be a great supervisor and balance your kindness and your toughness. You can ensure that your team follows the law, our policies, and discipline is something that you've signed up for as a supervisor. There is a danger in every organization, especially one that's built on a hierarchy or a chain of command like CMPD, that you create an environment that cuts off dissenting views or discourages honest feedback, which is what I kind of felt like I experienced in Eastway as a sergeant. But I don't think that's who we are as an organization at CMPD or who we want our first line supervisors to be. So listen and hear others' perspectives. Remember that you're human. The employees that work for you are human, and therefore you're going to make mistakes. Hold people accountable without killing their spirit or their desire. I believe that great things happen not solely because of what you do, but because of those before you and what they have done. I love to hear that you heard from Randy Powell and Mike Hervey. There are others, many others like them, who built a reservoir for you and for me and for our organization and in this community. And you have an obligation to guard that reservoir and pass it along as full or fuller when you leave your assignment. It takes a long time to fill, but can quickly be drained by one hole in the dam. Actions of one person can take hundreds of people to rebuild. When you make mistakes, and I kind of heard Sergeant Decker and Chief Chickery say this, when you make mistakes, and you will, do your best to learn from them, take responsibility and accountability. Don't take who you are for granted. Recognize that not everyone has had the same opportunities. Be kind to others and extend grace always. There's a quote that I just absolutely love from Theodore Roosevelt, and it's, do what you can from where you are with what you have. So I challenge you to do just that. No matter what your position as a supervisor is in a division or in a specialized assignment, and no matter what officers that you have working with you, balance kindness with toughness, confidence with humility. Strive to do your best and challenge your troops to do the same. Encourage them to learn and grow. And when your very best officer comes to you and says, hey, I've put in for a specialized assignment and I'm going to transfer, be proud, be happy. Encourage them to continue to grow and leave your shift and challenge your lowest performer and determine what motivates them. You've not gotten here without the support of people outside of this organization, your friends and your family. Our jobs can certainly be hard on them. So don't forget to love them and give them quality time when you're off. Your life experience and your CMPD training and the love and support of others has prepared you to be great sergeants and great leaders as you continue to grow in this organization. You really are the next lieutenants, captains, majors, deputy chiefs, and chiefs of police. And maybe not just at CMPD, but anywhere. So do great while representing yourself and CMPD well. I wish you all the best in your careers at CMPD, and I appreciate you allowing me to speak with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Collins. At this time, I would like to ask Deputy Chief Chicory, along with Officer Billy Etter, to join me on stage so that we can present these dedicated sergeants with their graduation certificates. We will begin with Sergeant Addie Borick. Sergeant Borick has proudly served the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department for 5 years. He was promoted to sergeant in March of 2024 and is currently assigned to the Providence Division. Sergeant Davin Brathwaite. Sergeant Brathwaite has dedicated 20 years to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. He earned his promotion to sergeant in March of 2024 and currently serves in the Airport Law Enforcement Division. Sergeant Glenn Campbell. Sergeant Campbell has been with the department for 7 years. He was promoted to sergeant in December of 2023 and now serves in the Westover Division. Sergeant David Decker. Sergeant Decker has 20 years of service with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. He was promoted to sergeant in June of 2018 and is currently stationed at the East Wade Division. Sergeant Bruce Edwards. Sergeant Edwards has served the department for 19 years. He was promoted to sergeant in December of 2022 and is assigned to the recruiting division. Sergeant Jim Gilliland. Sergeant Gilliland has contributed 24 years to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. He was promoted to sergeant in December of 2023 and serves in the Steel Creek Division. Sergeant Alicia Griffin. Sergeant Griffin has dedicated 8 years to the department. She was promoted to sergeant in March of 2023 and works in the Community Services Division. Sergeant Adam Jones. Sergeant Jones has been with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department for 17 years. He was promoted to sergeant in June of 2018 and currently serves in the Special Events Division. Sergeant Jeffrey Joseph. Sergeant Joseph has served the department for 21 years and was promoted to sergeant in June of 2023. He is currently assigned to the training division. Sergeant Edwin Morales. Sergeant Morales has 20 years of service with the department. He was promoted to sergeant in June of 2024 and serves in the Central Division. Sergeant Christopher Pinckney. Sergeant Pinckney has dedicated 11 years to the department. He was promoted to sergeant in June of 2023 and is assigned to the Special Victims Division. Sergeant Gabe Robinson. Sergeant Robinson has 12 years of service. He was promoted to sergeant in May of 2022 and is currently assigned to the Community Services Division. Sergeant Alan Sajik. Sergeant Sajik has 9 years of service. He was promoted to sergeant in March of 2023 and is currently assigned to the Freedom Division. Sergeant Denerica Sinclair. Sergeant Sinclair has 9 years of service. She was promoted to sergeant in December of 2023 and is currently assigned to the Independence Division. At this time, I would like to ask all 14 of our graduates to please stand and be recognized for this outstanding achievement. Congratulations, 007. You may be seated. Today marks an important day of celebration, reflection, and acknowledgement. We are not only gathered to recognize your hard work, but also to honor the spirit of leadership that binds us as a department. The Sergeant's Leadership Development course has equipped you with essential skills gained over 17 sessions across 4 transformative months. You now join over 75 sergeants who graduated from previous courses, and each of you have the potential to continue rising in our organization. This course tested your strength, refined your abilities, and prepared you to lead with excellence. As you move forward, consider the words of leadership expert John Maxwell, an author, speaker, and pastor, known for his influential work on leadership. He once said, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." This quote reminds us that leadership is rooted in example, guiding others not just through direction, but through consistent action. Thank you all for being here today. Please join us for refreshments and fellowship in the cafeteria as we continue to celebrate these exceptional leaders. Thank you and have a great day.